Hey, it's Miss Lady T. I just got a download. This is just the trippiest thing. I hope this ain't the case, but you know how the last video, I'm going to say two words, Spiritual Equalizer. Don't know. Just came to my head. I'm watching 144 from the stars. And I was paying attention off and on. And I got to thinking about some stuff. And I'm like, what did I do? And I'm like, okay, maybe I don't think you could ever be too aware, right? So I've told you about, if I don't answer phone calls from my family, the cops are automatically sitting across the street watching me. Like, what happened? Hope you're okay. I bet you do. Anyway, just to back this next story I'm getting ready to tell you, this is a trip. And I just noticed this today. So I'm wondering, there's just a lot of police presence around my house, a lot. Passing by, sitting in parking lots, sitting there for a long time, Random cars sitting over there in the church, just not marked. But just, I'm like, I've noticed stuff, I'm like, okay, pull up a chair, enjoy the show. I don't know what you want me to do. I go outside and walk my dog, and that's it. I know, horrible. I'm just a horrible person. So, I go to the local grocery store, and I probably said the grocery store before, but I'm not going to say the grocery store this time. But, do your research. I 98% of the time in the last probably 3 months, I have not been in the grocery store. I usually, put money on my Cash App, like at Walgreens or Family Dollar or something. I didn't, at that time, this grocery store didn't do Cash App stuff. So I, pay my phone bill and stuff, putting money on my Cash App. I never went into this grocery store ever for a long time. And I noticed before I didn't have any transportation. I used to go in there, once a week to get my groceries. Didn't order anything. I had mobility. I could get there and no big deal, And I noticed police presence in this grocery store. And I've seen it in other places before, but not often. But I noticed every time I went to the grocery store, there was a police presence right there where you get your carts. Position between, there's two entryways. Usually there's one you go grocery shopping in, and then the other exit, it's an exit. Confirmation. Alright, I'm on track. And I ask my cards too, because it has yes, no, maybe. I just pick it up. Ask it a question, I pick it up, and it says yes or no. And it said yes both times I'd asked this question. And I'm like, huh. And just recently, in the last 3 weeks, I've been there about once a week. My sons took me over there. I had a neighbor take me, to the grocery. And it's, like I said, I'd walk there, twice now, I think. But if it's been hot, so I usually get a ride down there and whatever. Put money on my card for my phone bill. But, just this time, I was going to there and I noticed police presence again. This time it was between the service desk and where you exit at. Of course, if you're not grocery shopping, you're just going in there, maybe get some trash bags and, go to the service desk, handle your business, whatever. And right there, as you walk between the service desk and the exit, there's police sitting there. And it's not, they don't say nothing to me or nothing. It's just an observation. I'm always friendly, especially, when I'm out and about. And I hadn't been out and about lately, but I started, getting out of the house more. And I'm like, walk down, go to the grocery, couple things, nothing too heavy because it gets a little monotonous. You can't, it's not too far away when you're carrying a bunch of shit, anyway. But, good morning. Good morning. He's sitting there, cross arms, looking all intimidating and shit. Older man. No police I'd ever seen around here, because there's been a couple incidents. I'd had to call police on my ex we'd have domestic, issues going on and stuff. When I worked at the corner store, I had a drunk customer harass me and try to put his hands on me, and then the cops came and stuff. Never seen, I'm going to say Barney Fife. He was an older gentleman. No disrespect, you're just doing your job. Good morning. Good morning. Straight in the eye. I don't do nothing but survive and live my life, and, I'm like, how dangerous do you think I really am? What did I do? On my way back out, I was there about a half hour. On my way back out, sitting there with his arm crossed, staring me down a little bit, and I'm like, have a good day. I'm like, have a great day. Good afternoon, take care. Have a good one. You too. Watching me walk out. And I'm like, so it just makes me wonder. The TV just changed so it doesn't look dark. So, man, just in other words, be aware. Spiritual Equalizer. I guess 72 on my weather thing. 1:41 on the clock. It's a little late, and I'm just like, man, and now I gotta go to sleep after getting a download like that, and it's just crack. And I had another download too about some of my exes being undercover. Maybe not, I don't know, but wouldn't that be something? I always confirmation. I just had a notification come on my phone. Oh my God. And I didn't know this. So if this is true, damn. If it's not, then okay, my bad. Another download, even when I was walking my dog outside, just laying there comfortably, finally. They told me she was a year old when me and my then husband went to go get her. Been microchipped. I don't know about that microchip stuff, to find their home and that kind of thing, which is good. They always say microchip your pet. What if it's some kind of, how they do, I ain't gonna get into it because I don't want to get too deep into it. Anyway, we went and picked her up, and they said she had training when we picked her up. I didn't go through any kind of dog training or nothing with her, so I don't know commands like come, heel, that kind of thing is all I know. And I looked at her, and I had her outside today, this evening, a little bit ago. She gets in these little fits and stuff, and you have to take her outside, or she, kind of like my other dog did. And I got to looking at her, and I got to thinking about, she always kind of done the stalking thing with the neighbor dog. I mean, she wouldn't attack or nothing. It was just, she'd like creep up on her and stuff. And I'm like, Sabrina, I said, why are you creeping up on her like you're getting ready to attack? And she would just sniff her, and then they'd go play. And she's never bit nobody, attacked nobody or nothing. And I got to thinking, I'm like, they told me that she had training before I bought her. Before we got her. We did buy her. It was like $100 or something. It wasn't that much. She came with invisible fence, costumes for Halloween. Total cool, Beautiful dog. I mean, she's gotten older now, but back in the day, she was just like pretty. She's a Doberman Pinscher German Shepherd mix. And I got to thinking, what kind of training did she have? Obedience training? Police training? I don't know if I got me. I don't know. I don't know commands and stuff. And she's older now, and I never did really practice them. And, like I said, she was a year old when I got her. And I'd never worked with her or nothing like that. But I got to thinking, I'm like, could I have been that surrounded all my life by people that was, I don't know. That's kind of deep, I like to think that one was just worked at a building supply store. I'd like to think that one was just a security guard on the side and worked as, a factory worker. I'd like to think another one just took criminal justice training in college, but had some health problems, so he couldn't go into doing police work because that's what he wanted to do, and was just a office worker at a college. And even yet another one acted like he was just like a career, I'm not going to say criminal or nothing like that, but smoking and, tripping and all that weird shit. Back in the day, I used to do that stuff. Psychedelic shit. And I got to thinking. And his career was something, it was a career. It's like, I ain't going to put it out there because I'm not trying to talk about people. It was a normal career job, whatever. But what if all these people were just here to find out what I'm doing? Like, if I'm into the shit or if I'm doing crazy shit, and a lot of gaslighting. Like, most everyone I've been married to gaslighted real good. I'd catch them in something and like, you did, and it's like, wow, I gaslight guys. But I just wanted to come on here and talk about this real quick because I can't believe I got that confirmation drop down when I was talking about that. But how undercover do people get, And you start noticing when you go to somewhere new, there's no police, and all of a sudden there's police presence the next time you go. And it's a place you frequent, or start to frequent. So it just makes you wonder, And I Miss You More Than Life is on the radio. But I'm just wondering, I don't know. Maybe it's just late and I need to go to sleep. But that's some shit though, isn't it? Wouldn't that be some shit? Not saying it is, not saying it isn't. Husker do's, Husker don'ts. Without the scooter stick. Joe Dirt. Anyway, Miss Lady T, I'm gonna let you go. Get some sleep. It's late. And you need to go to sleep. And I'm gonna try to get some sleep. Sometimes it's hard. It's just been like ongoing around here for a while now. We handle it though. I mean, I go through my bouts with her, and she's getting older, so I know it's stuff you gotta take him out more and handle him more, and that's cool. That's what I signed up for when I got these animals. So, Miss Lady T, like, share, subscribe. Have a good night. Bye.